Welcome back. This video is part of the web development course. So if you want to become a web developer, then this course is the right course for you. The way I have structured this course is that whether you are a beginner or advanced or intermediate, this is the right course for you. So the project I have already built here is what you are going to use to demonstrate throughout this course. So if you want to challenge yourself with this project and you are familiar with the HTML and CSS and JavaScript, then you can start by yourself. And lucky to us, I've already created a video tutorials for this project, and that video is not a beginner level, right? It's for those who are familiar with HTML and CSS and JavaScript. So I have the complete video, so you can click the link above. But if you are a beginner and you know nothing about HTML, or you're a beginner and you want to explore more, then let's move step by step. So by the end of this course, you are going to will be able to create this project by yourself. So let's look at how responsive this project is, and there's a lot of things going on in this project. Right, we're going to implement a lot of CSS styling and layout and using Flexbox and responsive design as well. Okay, so if you're happy as I am, let's get rocking. All right, so I'm going to move step by step and slowly for the sake of those who are not familiar with web development. So like I said, we're going to build this one by the end of this course. So let's get started. So in the previous video, we set up our environment, that is installing VS Code to get started. So to be able to get started, we are going to use a lot of HTML tags. So as you can see in this video, we have the HTML for layouting our project, the skeleton, and we use CSS for styling and alignment and coloring and some images as that. So let's move step by step and write our first HTML code. So to get started, make sure that you create a folder on your desktop, right? So on my desktop, I'm going to create a folder and call this one. You can name it whatever you want. Let me call this one web design, or school name. Let me say school project. Whatever you want it. Okay, so now that I have my project being created, the next thing is I have to open this project in my VS Code. So all you can do is that you can drag the folder into VS Code, and it has opened for me automatically like that. So if you open it here on the canvas here, you see this empty canvas, and on the right hand side here we have some additional tools, and in this canvas is where all your files is going to be placed, and we have our folder name here called school project. Okay, so to write your first JavaScript, you need to create a file called index.html. The .html is called the extension, right? Tells you that since I bring dot, you can see that we have this sign changed to some nice symbol. If I don't bring something like this one, you see that it doesn't tell me that it's an HTML file .js. Okay, cool. So now I have created my file to start writing. So the first thing first, in coding, we call something opening and closing tag, right? So to write anything in coding, we don't have something like Word, right? That you can start typing whatever you want and you start typing it. Here, you need to obey the rules, right? So to be able to write something like this, you need to place them in a tag, closing tag. So here, we call something opening here. And then to close something, you bring the same thing and then slash something like this. This is called opening and then closing tag. Right. So to write your HTML, first of all, you bring your opening and doc type. As you can see, it gives me HTML like that. So in programming, anytime we open a tag, we need to close it. So close it, all you need is what? Bring something like slash, right? But not all tags are closing tags. Some are self-closing tags. So now we have created our first opening tag. So let me close it here so we can guess it's what? Slash what? So this is self-closing tag, right? So next is I have to bring my HTML. This is the syntax, okay? So as soon as I bring this, automatically VS Code knows that I want to close it like that. So in between here is what everything goes. So let me explain to you what is doc type here. In the earlier version, or let me say in the olden days, you need to provide this doc type, and what it means is that it gives you the rules how you should structure your HTML, and that is it. So this, and for this HTML, you need to wrap everything inside. Tells you that yes, we are writing what? HTML code, right? So now that we have this one, the next step is what? We need to write what is called head, right? So head here helps us. Let me write opening here, head, and then let me close it here like that. So head here, we place anything that is not visible to the user, and you will come back to it as you proceed. So for now, let's leave it as it is. So if you want to provide some SEO, some search engine optimization, you provide them here. Alright, so we come back to that. And the next is, let's provide what is called title. So the title tells you the title of your application. So let me call this one University. University. Like that. So next is, I have my title now, I have my, look here, the structure now. I have my head, I have my title. So next one gonna be the body. As the name implies, the body is what's visible to the user, right? So in between here, we can start typing, hello, this is my first website. Hooray! I don't know how to spell hooray. Okay. So now I have it. So now I have my first HTML website. So how can I view this in a browser, right? So all you need is that make sure you go inside the folder, open it, and in there, this folder. If you open it, as you can see, let me make it something like this so you can see it. Let me something like make it as icons. Okay. So when you open it, as you can see, we have one file called index.html. So let's open it using our browser. Open with Chrome. And now, hooray! This is my first website. Hooray! And the title is what? This one. As compared to the final one, we see we have a title here as that. And what you are building is the same thing here. So if you want to change this name, all what you need is, let's come back to our code and change this one, say your name, Emmanuel. Okay, and then let's check it out. Let's refresh it. This one, let's refresh it, and there we go, we have Emmanuel. So in this video, you were able to create your first website, and you can tell your friends that, hey buddy, I have created my first website, right? So now that you know the structure of HTML, the next video, we're going to talk about how we're going to use tags in our application.